Hello, friends, and welcome to Profoundish. I'm your host, Weston, and I'll be joined by Alex as we take some time to appreciate the people we're thankful for. Then later, I'll be pushing Alex through a series of Black Friday Would You Rathers, but his shopping cart can only hold so much. Stay tuned. This is Profoundish. Speaking of acid trips, welcome everybody to Profoundish. I'm your host, Weston Hasty. I'm co-hosted today.
Alex Duquette, I have never, ever taken an acid trip.
Neither have I. No acid-related anything. But I feel like this podcast is kind of like an acid trip, right? Surely. What 1-to-1 ratio? Anyone do acid before? It's exactly like this podcast, right?
Anyone do acid before? You're just sitting in a group of people. Anyone do acid before? This is the acid episode!
You know what? Maybe in the future, I'll have to plan that now.
Like, oh, goodness, that would be funny.
We're going to rate acid! Woo!
You know, I do, I have not ever partaken. However, I have met individuals who at least claim to have. I've never been around that when it's happened, but the stories that I've heard, it's true what they say, apparently, about good trips and bad trips. And when it's bad, it's scary, at least from what I hear.
Yeah, I saw that Family Guy episode. Actually, I think that's mushrooms. Or,
I think it was shrooms, yeah.
I haven't done either, so I don't, I can't speak for that.
I do love me some actual mushrooms, though.
Like some portobello. That's the only word. What's the other, shiitake? What other mushrooms are there?
That's all I know.
I don't know other mushroom words. There's mushrooms, mushrooms. Like
when I'm doing burgers, like when I do pizza, when I do a burger, I always if I go to a burger joint, I usually like to do the mushroom and Swiss burger. That's my go-to for some reason. I just love it.
I've learned to appreciate mushrooms on burgers more as I've gotten older. I wasn't a big mushroom fan when I was younger. It was the texture. The texture of mushrooms are weird when you're a kid. I think it's something they're kind of like weirdly soft and mushy, but not mushy. But anyway, they're really good on a burger, and I'll do that sometimes. But it's not my go-to. But I do like a good mushroom now. But
it's good. Just I can get down to the good mushroom.
When we were preparing for last week, so I need to mention last week's episode a little bit in this episode because we'll get into it. We'll get into it here in a second. But just to bring up last episode, when we were going through lists of trying to find like what food to put on that tier list, when I was making my list, because I didn't know what you were going to do for your episode, when I was making my list, I saw one of the... I guess a common recipe for Thanksgiving dinners is like stuffed mushrooms. And I'm like, I have never, ever heard of anyone having stuffed mushrooms for Thanksgiving. So if anyone out there listening does stuffed mushrooms for Thanksgiving, like let us know, like on Twitter at ProfoundishPod or on Instagram at ProfoundishPod somewhere, because I want to know where mushrooms are a thing for Thanksgiving. Because it wasn't on our list.
I would love to know too.
And it wasn't on the list I was going to make. I was like, I have never heard of this.
Well, yeah, what is I don't even know what a stuffed mushroom is.
You get a fat mushroom, you stuff it.
Like you literally just stuff it?
I'm not a real big cook, but yeah, basically. Or you can get like a mushroom and you put stuff like on it, and then you kind of like have the mushroom like surround it, and then you like bake it. I don't know how to.
It's like a mushroom house.
Without like showing you like a picture, like physically, I don't know how to describe it. But yeah, you have stuff in a mushroom, like you would make like a jalapeno popper, but it's a mushroom.
I love jalapeno.
I mean, I guess the jalapenos you can actually hollow out, so it's different. But anyway,
interesting. Let us know at Profoundish Pod.
Because I had never heard of that before. I've heard of pecan pie.
Good, though. Yeah, you and your pecan pie.
This episode is all about pecan pie out of pure revenge for it not being on last week.
No, revenge episodes. I like it.
It's the revenge acid episode.
That sounds horrifying, actually.
Alex, you have to answer. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, you know. What,
I was
going to make a joke or something?
I was just going to say you have to answer these 15 trivia questions about pecan pie, or I hit you with acid.
Oh God, that's not what I thought it would be.
Different acid.
Right, different kind of acid. I was just going to say, it's kind of funny because it's I think this last episode, that Thanksgiving one, was probably the first episode where we really just differed on just about anything that we that we talked about. Like, even our Thanksgiving traditions were different when we talked about that too. Like, everything was different. It was just interesting because we have a lot in common, so it's fun to see the differences.
Yeah, we agree with a lot, and then but like, I'm not surprised. Like, you talked about your Thanksgiving holiday and like how many people are involved being different. I'm not surprised by that. Like you said, divorced parents, so different sides of the family that you're dealing with. Obviously, I had both sides of mine, so that's a lot more people. So like that already was different, and then what you do in each, like I completely understand that dynamic, and then what foods you would enjoy. I mean, that's very subjective for everybody. Food always is subjective, but have we had a food tier list yet? No, we haven't done food tier list. What did we do last time we did a tier list?
What did we do? Oh, we did clothes.
Oh, clothes. That's right. We were a lot closer in line with clothes.
Yeah, and I only bring that up because that's the fun stuff that I like to learn about any sort of, close people in my life. That's one reason why we do shout out to the Two Piece podcast. My significant other, Steph, her and I, we think we know everything about each other. We've been together for so long, but yet every single episode we still learn something different. So I like that. It's fun.
It is, especially when it's something like just small that you think is different. Like and by small, I just mean something unexpected, something that is so mundane that you're like, oh yeah, it's like this. And then you hear the other side of it. You're like, oh wait, no, you don't like that thing, or you do like that thing.
Right.
It's just little quirks like that you can kind of learn to appreciate in different people.
Yeah, exactly. And like the people that you really care about, it's just another little thing that you learned. It's like it always keeps it fresh too. Some friendships kind of halt at a certain point, and then like if you only see somebody once every couple years, it just kind of is stuck there. But when you learn new things, dislikes, things that make you tick, things they love or whatever, it always feels like it's progressing and changing, which I appreciate and value more compared to other kinds of friendships, if that makes sense.
Yeah. And I kind of want to touch on that a lot this episode, because last episode we didn't touch too much on, even though it was the Thanksgiving episode, we didn't talk too much about the things we're thankful for and the people we're thankful for. We accidentally went on a tirade about Black Friday, which is what I was going to talk about today. But instead, let's harken backwards a little bit, everybody. Thanksgiving is over, but that doesn't mean we stop giving thanks for the people and the things in our lives that, we're thankful for. So I kind of want to touch on that a little bit. I want to get maybe a little bit mushy. You want to get a little bit mushy with me today?
You know what? I would love to get a little mushy. Let's get deep in the mush.
Deep in the mushy potatoes,
Well, you know what? Just because it's a little after Thanksgiving doesn't mean this doesn't make sense, because, Christmas is around the corner. It's another great time to spend time with the people you love. It's really just that time of the year to give thanks. So I think that makes complete sense.
Yeah, you're right, because even though
it kind of all blends together.
Thanksgiving is very much giving thanks is a Thanksgiving thing. Yeah, as we round the corner and head into December, it becomes a lot more about family and friends and presents and giving, all of those things. So it really is like there's 2 months of the year is basically dedicated. I mean, if you really stop and think about it, dedicated to like some kind of like, what am I looking for? Like altruism or selflessness or thinking about other people as opposed to yourself. Ideally, I think that's the idea. Because even as we round out to like Christmas, it's about giving presents, not receiving presents. That's like a whole thing, right?
Right. Yeah, no, that's very true. It's the older I've gotten, the more I've fallen in love with giving gifts. Like I'm at the point now to where I'm very thankful for the gifts that I'm given. But I just feel so much more satisfied when I know that I've given the right sort of gift with the right amount of personality to it and the right amount of heart, but also, whatever the kind of gift for the right kind of person is. But when I know I've nailed it with a good gift for somebody, and knowing that they appreciate that, that's my favorite part of this kind of time of the year, compared to what I get. Because, when you're a kid, it's totally different. You want what you want. And then you start to realize, it's a little bit bigger than that.
Yeah, it's more like as a kid, you don't learn that that sort of outward thinking, the thinking about the world around you. You're very much selfish when you're a kid. You're very much thinking about yourself. And there's a lot, to get into child psychology and all that, there's a lot of reason for that. In terms of mental development, learning to expand your mind beyond yourself. That's a whole thing. So it's not to try, I'm not calling out all children. You're stupid. You don't think about other people enough. No, that's how children are. But, it's as you get older, you start to appreciate more. Especially, I think, the people in our lives. We talked about this last week a little bit, where you get older and as an adult, you just want to sit around the table and talk to your family members instead of like playing games and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that's a huge part of it. You start to appreciate more the people around you, especially family that you wouldn't have talked too much otherwise before. As you become an adult, you start to see them more as like people with lives that they lived before you or during you that isn't circled around you. So kind of hearing different perspectives and getting involved in conversations when possible.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's kind of the best part of that. What's kind of a similar thing. Just once again, it's just being around these people that, like you said, you might have known for 20, 30 years or 20, 30 years of your life. And then you're starting to realize, they got their own lives and you can kind of really make your own, kind of value your own opinions of them as an adult as they can you, because you're an adult now too. So, and you can really kind of figure out what kind of, I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm just kind of talking, but kind of what am I trying to say, Weston?
Well, we're being very general, just like, I don't know.
I'm looking at stuffed mushrooms. I'm sorry to interrupt you. Looking at stuffed mushrooms, and honestly, I shouldn't have been because I think I was just kind of like half talking out the corner of my mouth at that last little point. So I am so sorry. I closed out of the stuffed mushrooms.
I didn't realize you were like looking up stuffed mushrooms, salivating over there. Like, oh, I can't wait till this is over. I got to make me some
I was.
mushrooms.
Take it away, Weston. Oh God.
I don't know. It's little things, kind of like what you said about giving gifts. This isn't really gifts, but like, I've grown to far more appreciate like what my parents have done for me throughout the years. And one of my tiny little ways of giving back lately, I work at a Subway. This isn't hidden. I don't keep this secret elsewhere. And every time they come through for food, I don't let them pay. Whatever they get, I'm like, don't worry about it. I'm taking care of it, right? And like, yeah. I started doing that a little while ago. I don't remember when, but a while ago now or whatever. And they always try to pull out their money and pay. I'm like, no, you're not going to be able to because I'm not opening the register. I'm not taking your money. So it's like one of my little ways of just like giving back in just a very tiny way, which is something that like. I couldn't do before I was an adult making adult money, right? Like at one point in time, like I was like, I'm broke. I ain't got nothing. Right. When we talk about like giving gifts and that kind of thing, where it's like, I don't have anything to give, but this is a way I kind of give back throughout the year now, just in a tiny way.
Well, parents are probably a great blanket category to start with because, I mean, it's our parents. And, my way of, and talk about being thankful. I mean, these people raise us, right? I mean, that's no easy feat. And my way of giving thanks or at least one of my ways of giving thanks actually, with my family and my parents are a little different. And I don't mean this in a, like you don't, I'm sure you do this as well. But honestly, I know like my mother, for example, the best way to really show my mom how thankful I am is, at least the way I like to express it, is really just through my words. And not just like kind of empty words, but real deep words, because my mom and I have just like you and yours, have a long history together, and I was an angsty teenager for a while, and I also know now some things that I didn't know when I was a kid that my mom did for me completely selflessly, and I always try as much as I can to show that appreciation just through my words, just when you get older, you kind of become friends with your parents too. Like, they're still your parents, but they're your friends, too. You can talk to them about life and things, like we touched on just a few minutes ago. And it's just really nice to kind of see them in that way and just say, listen, I know what it's like. Like, I'm at the age that you were when you had me and the stuff that you had to sacrifice and do for me. And just being able to having the privilege, honestly, because some people don't, have the privilege to be able to look at my mom in the eyes and my dad, all my parents. I have step-parents too, but and just say thank you for all the sacrifices you made. And I can only hope that that warms their heart. I'm sure it does, because it warms mine knowing how much they really did. So words are a huge thing.
Yeah, I agree, and I feel like I'm not always the best at that. I think at
Words
least
are hard. I know.
words are hard, and I mean, obviously, you grow up your entire life with your parents, and there's a lot of stuff that like goes unspoken but well known, right? Like, like I love my parents, and I feel like I don't have to, like prove that. Like it's known, right? I'm not saying I don't say I love you to my mom. Love you, Mom. You might. Right. I don't know if you're listening to this or not. I found out the other day my dad's been listening to our podcast. So I know my dad is.
Oh,
love you, Dad.
Love you too, Dad.
Yeah. So that was funny. He brought it up. I was over there for dinner a couple of days ago, and I don't remember which episode he brought up. We were talking about something. He brought up one of our episodes. I'm like, oh, so you've been listening? I was like, oh,
that's hilarious. I don't even know, Bob. Let me know if you're listening. I know she listens to Two Piece, but I don't know if she's got the time to listen to this.
Apparently, my dad mentioned he's been listening to Two Piece as well. He likes those.
That's awesome. Well, listen, David, you're a great guy, very funny man. Happy to hear that you're a fan, and thank you for listening to this too. Hope to see you again sometime.
But I don't know if my mom has been or not. I didn't actually ask her because I think she was in her room or so when it came out, or maybe she was cleaning up or so. I don't remember what. So I don't know if she does too or not. But no, it was just like. I had a reason for bringing that. Oh, just, like you were saying, just how much your parents sort of, and not that it's a sacrifice to listen to a podcast, but like the idea that, they had to do so much to raise like my parents had to raise 2 kids. So, and your parents raised, you and your sisters,
right.
Depending on which parent, what, your whole situation.
Yeah, it's a little more complicated. I know, but yeah, I get it.
But yeah, it's raising so many kids and having to like just give so much for all of them, and then to continue to support, like with the podcast thing, it's like their way of still supporting what I do. Even though I'm not living there, I'm not like dependent on them anymore. I'm not, a child. I'm an adult, but like they become so involved in your life, and I realize that as I've become an adult, that like. A huge part of your childhood is like trying to get as far away from your parents as possible, like leave me alone.
No,
trying to become my own person. So I feel like that's the opposite of feeling thankful in a lot of ways, but you don't realize it until you're older, and you can kind of look back and really start to appreciate like they have said, done, and just thought so much for their kids, and I don't know. I truly appreciate that.
Oh, of course. I mean, first of all, I don't know when the last time you watched the Goofy movie, but if you watch that as an adult, oh my gosh, it's like your father, he just wants to be close to you, man. Like, it's just a totally different experience as a grown-up. Like, watching that, like, I'm not even a parent, but I know what my parents went through, and it's like, oh, I feel so bad for Goofy. Like, that's all I could think about.
Max is like, I'm just trying to live my life, and Goofy's like, I know, I just wanted to be a part of it. And you're like, oh, my heart.
Oh, if I could be completely honest, I also am a very emotional person, but oh my gosh, I mean, I shed a tear at that. It just, oh. But speaking of that too, you mentioned words. Some families are just different, like in my family, using the words was very common. I come from a very, very, very this creative, emotional, artistic family. So words were always shared, even with my dad. Which usually that's kind of the typical thing of a dad's way of saying I love you is like I'm proud of you, son. Like that sort of thing. I'm very thankful. This is just me saying I'm thankful again for kind of a similar thing, but. Just having a father himself, a father figure who's not afraid to say that I love you and hug you and, and be supportive. And speaking of that, in more recent times too, having parents that being someone, and I'd like to hear your take on this too, being someone in my case where I didn't want to go to college. I wanted to be creative. I still went to college, but never finished. But that's because, for what I'm about to explain, it's that I wanted to be creative and I wanted to do what I was really passionate about. And it really didn't fall in line with the kind of education style that would have been provided to me in that field. So, I'm a musician. If you don't know me outside of this podcast, I'm a musician. I'm a video maker. And, having it shoved down your throat to, make sure you get a good job that, that pays you very well, a stable job, which is, by the way, a fine piece of advice, right? Work hard, get a job that is going to be sustainable for you. That's not bad advice.
No.
I will say that, but having parents that both had, that both are very successful in their own rights, but look at me and tell me, like my dad, he's retired now, but he was a doctor for 40 years, and looking at me and telling me, I support you in wanting to do this. And my mom saying the same exact thing, like, and here's what I love about it the most as an adult. It's not just having parents that support that. Like, that's great. Some parents wouldn't even do that, right? But having parents that go the extra step and say, but let's figure this out together, right? This is something that my shout out to Big Daddy, that he's always been really good with, the practical side of it, and my other parents as well. But it's, sure, go for your dreams, follow your dreams. That's great. But be practical about it. Figure out what you can do within your means and make it happen. So it wasn't just a blind, go follow your dreams. There was principle behind it. There was reason, just like reasoning behind it, and it was more thought out, and it makes me feel more appreciated and loved that they took the time to meet me there, even if they don't, like Big Daddy, for example, he doesn't have a musical bone in his body, but the fact that he supports it and he's, and he's helped me through so much of this stuff is just so incredible, and I'm so thankful.
Yeah, I feel similarly with my one of the things my parents have tried to make clear when I was, because I for a long time really just didn't know what I was doing. I still really don't know for sure what I'm doing. I bounce around a lot. I get bored with a thing. Sure. I move on to another thing. I'm in a lot of ways, I like my ideal lifestyle is like very transient. I want to float around, but that's just not how this works for me anyway. But at the end of the day, whatever it is I wanted to go into or do, my parents wanted to make it very clear that they didn't care what it is I was doing, so long as, like, their biggest concern is that it was going to support me, basically, right? Like, find, right. Like if my mom is listening, like the number one thing for her is like, get a job with insurance. I want you to be safe and healthy and, that kind of thing. So like their number one concern is that I do something that I like doing, I enjoy doing, and that's like secure, right? Like it comes out of a place of, they're not trying to tell me like, you have to be X job or what, you have to be a doctor, you have to be a lawyer, you have to be whatever. It wasn't about that. It was just pick something that you're going to be okay with, right? And whatever that is, we support. And I didn't know what that was when I was young. Like, you were really into music. I'm guessing you had more of a, like, I'm really passionate about figuring out something to do with music. I had really no idea what I was trying to do. So I appreciate them putting up with so much crap for me. I've sometimes not been a very good I don't know, student. I've not always been a very good, I don't even know. Like, I don't want to say I haven't been a good son, but in the sense that like I haven't always taken their advice very well, I suppose I could say is a better way of saying it. I haven't always, you know what I mean? Like they try to help you, and sometimes you shun that help, or at least that's me. Like there's a lot of things I wanted to try to do my own way, or that or there were things that I still needed to learn myself that I wasn't very trusting, I guess. I'm looking for the right words, because I'm not trying to say like I was a complete royal screw up or anything like that, but like it was one of those things where they would give me advice and they'd be like, no. But
well, that's, I think part of that's just life and growing up and getting older.
But at the end of the day, the point I was trying to make with that is that no matter what it was, no matter what I said, did, or whatever, that they were there like, hey, if you need something, we're here. We are here to support you. You just need to say so. And not everybody gets that,
Right, exactly. Not everybody gets that. And after moving away from home and meeting new walks of life, new people, and learning people's backgrounds, I've learned that. I may not have the perfect fairy tale family growing up, but, being like a child of like divorced parents. But you know what? A lot of people have it a lot worse. Some people have divorced parents and they don't see one of them or either of them, right? I mean, so it really gives you a sense of perspective. And just the fact that you and I both happen to have parents who are supportive to such great extremes is just an incredible feeling. And it makes you, it really want to, there's something about that makes you, like, if you do have children, you want to do that too. Like, because even if they don't appreciate it at the time, like we didn't, right. they're going to grow up. That's just how it goes. And realize that we were there for them. And not that we need that validation, but it's just the fact that we really want to do it. Like, if I bring a child into this world one day, I want to take care of it and support them the best way that I know how. I mean, there's nothing else that you'd want to do. I mean, I don't know. It's a privilege I've come to learn meeting so many people in my life, and I don't take it lightly.
Yeah. I want to give, while we're still in this segment, of course, we talked about parents a lot. Big shout out to my parents there, but also big shout out to my brother and just all the people out there that have been supportive of me, no matter what I do or what I say, just being supportive of who I am. That's harder to find in this world when you get older, is people that actually see you for who you are and support you.
And just like you mentioned, your brother, like just real friends. Like, friends come and go, acquaintances, you might even call them, or just like passing friends, the ones that come by and then maybe they're gone in a year, right? That happens. That's life.
Yeah.
But there's still when you mention like the people that really support me for me and stuff, I consider those people to be genuine friends. The people that are there for the good and there for the bad. And I'm very thankful for them. I'm somebody who keeps a lot of friends, but I don't keep many that are that completely close to where I would receive that support all the time. But the ones that I do have, and you of course are one of those people, with a handful of others, those are the people that I feel like I can maybe be more grateful towards. Now that I think about it, we all give gifts and stuff, but what's a great way to show friends that's your real friends that you're thankful? I mean, is it just your constant like presence in their lives? I guess maybe I don't know, because that's kind of a hard one.
Well, I think so, because like you said, people come and go. And I think if you truly had a connection with somebody, the best gift you can give them is still just being there despite the time. So talking about friends, like a big shout out to my buddy Logan, how we met, I think bonding over like Ratchet and Clank back in the elementary school days. And my buddy Justin, the long hours we played Call of Duty and watched Dexter, and of course to you with doing the podcast and our collabs, and we've continued to keep in touch. Just big shout out to all my friends for, no matter how long it's been, when I can see these people, it's like no time has passed between us, and that's truly rare, and that's truly worth being thankful for.
Shout out to the same exact friends since we're doing this. Logan, the same exact reasons, all of the memories that we've had playing games, very similar, making videos. Justin was my, by the way, for those of you who may not know, Weston and I come from the same friend group. So,
yeah, we have similar friend group here.
Yeah, but but our stories of all meeting is different, which you can hear about on a Hasty podcast, the one I was featured on when you were in Memphis with me. Definitely listen to that. But anyway, Justin was the first real friend to take me in when I moved to our hometown. It was first grade, and I remember I walked in there, and he was the first kid to say anything to me, and he was my first friend, and I will never, ever forget that. So, Justin, if you're listening, thank you. But honestly, just our entire group, and Weston, I'm going to even say this about you. I know you just said something to me, but I want to tell this quick little story. So Weston and I had this, not a falling out at all. There's never been any like animosity between us or anything, but
except in the beginning, but that's a different story.
That's honestly,
a different story.
We touch on that in that podcast too,
we
actually.
do,
but that is a story that we could tell here later. But But anyway, we had as we reached into our kind of like our mid-20s, and I was moving to a new state and everything. We just kind of started to drift apart a little bit. Like one common thread that we always had was like YouTube. So I'd still watch your YouTube stuff and everything, but we really didn't say much. And then this is a double whammy for thank yous. So you know the story because I've told it a few times because I once again am so thankful. I was visiting Illinois, and which once again I've done many times before this, not even seeing Weston, right? And I was talking to Steph, and I said, God, I'm in Bloomington, and Weston lives here, and I haven't seen Weston in like 2 years, or something like that. And she said, well, why don't you message him? I said, yeah, but it's been so long, like, I don't know, it'd probably be weird. He's probably busy. He's probably working anyway or whatever. And then she says, well, just message him. What's going to happen? The worst case scenario is that he's going to be busy. But the best case scenario is that you're going to catch up with an old friend. And that's kind of all that I, like, and first of all, thank you to Stephanie. Like that, like she's so great for me in so many ways. I'm so thankful for her. I know she does listen, so I love you very much, Steph. But she kind of pushed me in a way to reach out to one of my closest friends. It was so strange but then again, I guess you and I we kind of drifted a little bit. So anyway, we met up at this lunch. Didn't give Steph a moment to talk. We just talked, which is fine because once again, she loves the sound of your voice. That's her words, not mine.
Buttering me up.
It's true. But and now you guys have become great friends too, and that's great. But that was exactly what I needed at that exact time, and it made me add a whole new appreciation to our friendship in particular. In fact, that plays a huge role into why you and I are doing this right now. So
yeah, that was a turning point in us reconnecting and trying to do creative stuff together. That was a turning point.
Right. And so like that was a turning point for that. But honestly, you know me, I'm Mr. Emotional Words guy. It was also, in my opinion, a turning point in our friendship because I think since then and since our youth, our friendship has grown stronger, and I'm very thankful for that. I mean, in fact, by yourself, you drove down here. You drove 7 hours to visit me and to spend a few nights with me, and that means a whole lot because if you know Weston personally, it's not easy to get that son of a gun to do stuff like that. So the fact that he did,
yeah,
so I'm very thankful for that.
You'd been asking for years, and I finally had a bit of time where I could vacation time and get away for a while. And I had finally seen Justin like the half a year before for his wedding. I'm like, okay, I've seen Justin in South Carolina, and I need to go see Alex in Tennessee. And yeah, finally found time to do that. Yeah.
And honestly, little behind the curtain, the truth is, if it weren't for that trip, I bet you this podcast wouldn't exist right now. Because
we talked about forming that podcast. I don't even think did we talk about this? We didn't even talk about this podcast there. It was like literally just after we left, but we had talked about stuff together down there.
Exactly. It got me thinking. I thought, Wes and I are such good friends. We can talk about anything, because we had multiple nights, which we even talked about this on Profoundish. We had late nights where we were just talking for so long, and I thought, this isn't just two friends making a podcast like every other dude does in America, but this is like we're both creators, we both have things to say, and we both are, once again, already creators and entertainers, so let's try this thing out, and I'm so glad that we did, because now this is like my, one of my favorite projects, if not my favorite current project, so it's just so much fun, and I'm thankful. Anyway, so my point being, though, Weston, is that I am very thankful for you as well, and not just for the creative stuff, but also for our friendship. I feel like you're really there for me, and I'm there for you, and that's huge. You don't get that in everybody, especially when you're 6 hours away.
Right. Time and distances can be really hard to overcome, so the fact that we're doing that is just awesome.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
One last time, big thank you to you for all the kind words and everything, and thanks to everybody that I've listed previously. Thank you, dear listener, for giving us the time of your day to even listen to us. It might not sound as emotionally driven as, family and friends, but thank you as well.
Yes, and lastly, just thank you to all of the other lovely people in my life that I didn't even get to mention.
Yes.
you know who you are, and I'm very thankful for you.
Same for me. All the people that might possibly be listening to this, if I didn't mention you, I didn't forget you. Just,
Right.
Big preach.
Right. I didn't forget about you. I'm just staring at stuffed mushrooms.
We got to get to these mushrooms. And that's going to do it for this segment. Stay tuned as we completely shift gears and talk Black Friday. Profoundish is brought to you in part by Magic Man Mo, a gaming YouTube channel run by me. We stream and we do variety Let's Plays. Check out a short stream compilation to see if it's something that you're going to be into. It's a lot of fun. I made it, so I know. That's Magic Man Mo on YouTube.
Profoundish is brought to you in part by Camp Nostalgic Saturday Morning, a show that takes a deep dive into pop culture's biggest questions. I co-host alongside Dave Rediger, and it's a lot of fun. Watch the show and see all the other content offerings at campnostalgic.org.
Welcome back, everybody. So, I said we'd talk Black Friday, and Black Friday's technically over, but we're in that space right between Black Friday and Cyber Monday. It's a bunch of deals where you're shopping in person, online, whatever. So, I want to give you that experience on this podcast, Alex.
Oh boy, okay.
We talked about, actually, in the last episode, not even this one, we talked about that in the last episode, how you had missed a Black Friday with the guys group. So just to give you, I can't even come close to sharing with you the hectic nature of what all of that entailed. But what I can do is give you a shopping cart that can hold 3 items. Today's game is I didn't really come up with a title for this, but this is like would you rather Black Friday? Fill your cart and get out of here. There, that's my title. It's my title.
Fill your cart and get out of here.
I'm giving you a shopping cart that can hold 3 items all together, and I'm going to run you through a series of would you rather scenarios. You're running through a store. They have tons of Black Friday deals, and you have just enough money to fill your cart. And because of all these crazy sales, right? Like things are so discounted. You are looking for crazy items, insane items, things that you wouldn't find anywhere, but they're suddenly on sale now. All right.
Okay.
But at the end, you can only have 3 of these items.
I'm very excited. I love things.
So starting with your cart and some money in your pocket, you're running through, you enter the doors, you go running through. First thing on your list, hit aisle number 1, because the place is like packed. You have to work your way, snaking through aisles, seeing things in groups at a time. You can't just run to straight to the 4K TVs or what. You can't go straight there. There's lines. There's queues.
Yeah. Sucks.
I don't even know if this is even a thing anymore since pandemic happened. I have definitely not been Black Friday shopping since pandemic. I don't even know if this is a thing anymore. But you're running through the store at Magic Man Mo Mart. First up, you encounter a choice. Very simple, very straightforward. This is something people have won in the past. Like you remember the old contests and promotions or whatever. You turn in for a chance to win this. You can choose between a coupon for free groceries for 1 year or a coupon for free gas for 1 year.
Oh my gosh.
I feel like this is kind of a common one.
Yeah. But before I answer this, I need the picture painted a little bit more, Weston.
Yeah.
What does Magic? Is it Magic Man Mo Mart?
Yeah, Magic Man Mo Mart. It's an eclectic shop full of all items. We've got appliances, we got electronics, we got groceries, we got gas, we got games,
Hold on.
we got
That's great, but listen, what's the smell? What's it smell like in here?
Well, on Black Friday, it's starting to smell like it's early in the evening, so the BO sweat isn't really picking up just yet. But it's coming, and we've got fans.
You gotta get in and get out.
We gotta get in and get out. We got fans trying to with perfume cans or something, fanning.
Okay.
Some sort of Lysol. Wait, what's a common Lysol smell? Like lemon or something.
Lemon, I guess. So it's eventually, if I don't get out of here quick and make my purchases, it's going to smell like lemon BO, and we don't want that. So
you're Like, I gotta get my stuff. I gotta fill my car. I gotta get out of here, or I'm gonna smell like BO. Obviously, because you know how you are. You don't stink. You would never stink. You did never grow up to become a stinky person. You don't even have to wear deodorant. No. That's not
right. My parents raised me better than that.
That's a callback.
That is. I just realized what you said. That is a callback. Well, okay. So we got free groceries or free gas, either of which are going to be for a year.
Yes.
Oh goodness. You know what? I do a lot of driving. I think I'm going to go. It's actually kind of tough, but I think I'm going to go free gas. I mean, come on, free gas. I do not want to pay for that. That's going to give me a lot of savings in a year. Let's do it.
Especially like now, where we don't know what gas prices are kind of on their way down now, but they had jumped up so far. You just don't know where it's going to be in a year.
You don't know, and it's still not great now. So yes, absolutely. I'm going for gas. Weston.
All right, you run up, you see the coupons, you nab it. You realize it's a pretty large coupon. It's kind of like one of those oversized checks that you see like on TV when people like what is it, Publishers Clearinghouse, like a massive check. It's not quite that big. It's a big one. You put it in your cart. You've got enough space for a couple more items. You're not entirely sure what you're going to run into. You turn the corner, run down the next aisle, and this is look, clothes. I could definitely use these essential clothes. Oh wait, what is this? They're special. You can choose between This is the self-cooling clothes section. Everything in this aisle self-cools by itself through some sort of arcane technology. Wow. But all that's left is a supply. I don't know. Let's just say like basically a lifetime supply of self-cooling underwear versus self-cooling socks.
Oh. God, do you hear me moaning already, just thinking about how nice either of those would be in the heat of summer?
Just imagine. I know we're kind of coming up into winter as of this episode coming out, so like maybe self-warming would be nicer, but imagine you're into the heat of summer.
It'll be summer again.
You got sweaty butt crack or sweaty foot crack, and you can get...
foot crack, ew! Why does foot crack literally sound... Breaking out again. Why does foot crack sound worse than butt crack? It sounds worse to me.
Feet aren't supposed to have cracks, I guess? I don't know.
I guess. Well, here's what I'm thinking. When I picture myself nasty and hot in the summer, I'm thinking of the crotchal, butthole area more than the footle area. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you got things sticking to places you don't want sticking. Let's just leave it at that. I'm going to go with the cooling underwear.
With the cooling underwear, all right, you whip up into the aisle,
nice.
And you grab the underwear, and you throw a package of like 10 pair or something into your cart, and you realize, oh, look, it says good for a lifetime supply of cooling underwear.
What?
They ship it to you, like literally, it's a lifetime supply. You get 10 pairs to start with, and then every month for the rest of your life, they'll send you one pair of self-cooling underwear. So if they go bad, they get stained or ripped or whatever, just chuck it out. You got underwear forever.
Underwear for days. For lives.
For the low price of cheap. Because it's Black Friday.
And it's Magic Man Momart.
And welcome to Magic Man Momart. So you're feeling pretty excited. You got 2 items. You got enough room in your cart for one more item. So you go running down the aisle, take a turn, go to the next one. Oh, what is this? Okay, all right. This is kind of like, bath and kitchen area. We've got a selection of self-folding bath towels or self-bed-making bed sheets.
Ooh. Okay, so this is the hardest one so far. Easily the hardest. Okay, because I hate both of these things. What do I hate more?
I know, like, I rarely even make my bed. Sometimes I'll like kind of pull up the cover or whatever. It kind of looks made, but it's like, not really. But like, sometimes I don't even fold my towels. They'll end up in like, I'll throw them from the dryer into like where I just like my basket to carry the towels. I'll bring them to like the bathroom, and they just stay in the basket.
Oh my God! Well,
if I don't feel like folding them.
Well, Alex Duquette. More than most, and that I can't let either of those things happen. So the towels have to be folded, and the bed has to be made every day. So, and I hate it. So I actually, really quick, with the bed, is it just it makes the bed, or is it puts on the sheets when you change your sheets?
It like literally does it for you. Like you throw
puts on the sheets?
The bed sheets make the bed.
Oh hell. That's a throwback to our buddy Justin who used to pick on him. We always say that. Oh hell. I gotta go. Listen, no, I mean, yeah, the towels are kind of annoying, but I'll fold those things, and I don't have to. You gotta change your sheets, because if you don't, you get nasty, and I don't like doing it. So you know what? Okay, I'm doing it. I want the self-making bed and sheets. That's incredible. I would love that product.
I say because the bed, it's the sheets. You don't get a self-making bed, but you get a self-bed making bed sheets.
Oh, that I understand and don't. Let's move on.
All right, perfect. You fill up your cart. You have no more room, but it's not like you can check out. Besides, there's other deals to see. Maybe you'll change your mind and need to swap out an item or two.
No. I love what I have.
Your cart's full. There's no way. Limit 3 per customer. Anyway, you go running and you turn the corner. Oh, look, an electronics section. What is this? Maybe I want like a new watch of some kind. What is this? You can have a life advice giving smartwatch. That's right. A smartwatch with built-in AI technology that speaks to you and you can speak to it, and it gives you life advice. You're not sure you're stuck between 2 decisions? Maybe your smartwatch can help you. Or this very energetic and motivational fitness tracker. It will motivate you to get back on that treadmill. It knows just what you need to get back into the gym. And it's very adamant about it.
So it's it's effective motivation, right? Like it will work.
It's very but it is going to be very adamant. So if you're not feeling it, it's going to be very like about it. So it's going to be pushing you. It's going to be pushing you like a life coach. Not to be confused with the life advice giving smartwatch, who, I don't know, if you like receiving life advice that you may or may not want, the smartwatch has advice. It's up to you to take it. Now, you can take one of these 2 items or skip it entirely, and you can keep your year of free gas, your self-cooling underwear, and your self-making bed sheets. But if you take the smartwatch or the fitness tracker, you'll have to replace it with something.
And I'm not going to be able to come back, right? Once I'm past here, I'm not coming back.
Yeah, no, once you're past here, you have moved on. There is a line forming behind you, and the BO odor is starting to rise, and they're starting to get kind of rustly back there.
It's getting stinky. First of all, Weston, could you call me Billy?
All right, Billy.
All right.
What's it going to be?
So
are you going to take the watch, the tracker, or are you going to keep what you got in your cart so far?
I think what I'm going to do, and I hate to do this, but, the summers are hot. I'm used to it. Like, I'm used to things sticking in places they shouldn't stick. I'm going to get rid of this underwear, and I could really benefit from some really solid, sound life advice. I think I'm going to go with that. I think I'd like that perspective. I'm assuming it's going to communicate to me the way that will be most effective for me. I'm going to go for that. That's it.
Yeah, it's got built-in AI. It's going to get to learn who you are. You're going to get to learn who it is, and it's going to try to advise you through life. Very personable. So you can't really go back to where you were, so you just shove the underwear into the electronics section and on the shelf where it doesn't belong, and you take the watch and you put it in your cart, and you run and turn the corner down another aisle. And this one, what is this? An aisle of glassware? Okay, all right. Well, what do we got here? Oh, these are really fancy, advanced technological glasses. We've got a pair of sunglasses that, when worn, you can identify people that you know. Kind of like a heads-up display, like this person's Steven, that guy's Joe. As long as you know who they are, it tells you. You'll never, ever have a situation of, how do I know you? Who are you? Or we have a monocle that, when worn, helps you locate lost items. Kind of like a GPS for lost socks.
Oh, my God. Okay, so... Oh, God. Okay, so first of all, between these two, it's not a difficult choice for me. I lose... You may not even know this, but I lose things all the time. So the monocle would be my decision. However, do it... this is already tough, man.
Currently, in your cart, you have a year of free gas, self-making bed sheets, and a life advice-giving smartwatch. Is that monocle worth replacing one of those other 3?
You know what? It's close, but it's not. It's not.
No?
Mm-mm. No, it's not, because that free gas is so nice. Nope. I'm moving on. I can't. I love having. I don't want to make my bed sheets.
Your hand hovers over the monocle for a second, like, I really want to, but I have no room in my cart. So, regretfully,
that hurts, though.
pull
That's
your
tough.
hand back. And that item is going to be sold. You already see this elderly woman like pushing her way behind you and already snatching it up. She's like, "I've lost my cat."
God, that hurts.
And you're already running around the corner to the next aisle. Here, it seems to be like an aisle full of computer-based accessories. What is this? You've got a selection between an auto-recharging wireless pair of headphones. That's right, a pair of headphones you never have to replace the battery for. And they're wireless. They use the free electrons in the air to charge the battery. Or likewise, with very similar technology, an auto-recharging wireless mouse.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Seems like useful things. I'd never have to replace the batteries. There's no cords. What is this crazy technology? It's like free energy.
What's up with that? First of all, could you call me Alex again? Is that okay?
Sure, Bailey, I'll call you Alex.
Okay, appreciate that. Goodness, this is tough because this is more of a, maybe it's not as life-changing, but it's so convenient.
Right. Like this is something where it's like we like have wireless technology already. Like we can already do this stuff. But wait, I don't have to ever change the batteries? That's kind of neat.
That is really nice. I love the idea of the wireless headphones never needing to. Because the thing is here's my issue with the wireless headphones. So I use a pair of wireless headphones. They're cheap. They do the job. I usually put my expensive headphones into the studio, which are always wired. But but I still love those wireless headphones when I'm traveling or I'm outside, like if I'm doing yard work or something or working out, whatever it may be. And the issue, though, is that I'm so lazy. Like if the batteries or if they need to be recharged, I'll forget to recharge them. And then when it's the next time to use them, it's like, oh, crap, they're dead. Whatever, I don't need them. And then that just goes on forever. And I'm not necessarily heartbroken if I don't use them. But just the fact that they'd always be there, I'd probably use them more. And I'd probably be able to listen to more stuff more often. What's in my cart again? I got the sheets, I got the free gas, and I got the life advice.
And the life advice smartwatch, that's right.
Oh, I mean, that's so good. And the mouse is great, but honestly, I want to keep what's in my cart still.
You're like, man, those headphones, that would be nice. I would use them more, but God, a free year of gas and
it's so
bed
good.
sheets, and my smartwatch will tell me how to live my life more effectively.
I mean, it's so great, honestly.
You might go through the entire rest of this only with those three items, but that's okay. Is that your decision so far?
Yeah.
All right. And then with that, you take a turn and you go running down, and you're into now large kitchen appliances, and you're like, wait a minute, maybe am I in the market for a new refrigerator? Well, they've got two very special looking models. This one over here says it will suggest recipes based on what's inside. I can put anything inside it, and it'll be like, hey, here's some things you can make with these and exactly how to do it. Or this one over here completely sorts and cleans everything inside for me. It's a self-sorting, self-cleaning refrigerator.
I like the sorting and cleaning. Not a big deal for me because I like to sort and clean my refrigerator. Because I'm a freaking weirdo.
I should have known. I should have known.
However, the recipes, that's nice. Having it right there, because I will say that does exist. There's an application that does that for me. However, I don't like to bring my iPad out there and get it dirty while I'm in the kitchen. The fact that it's right there in the fridge or is it on a screen on the fridge? Is that what you'd say? It's just right there?
The refrigerator has a screen and literally talks to you.
Oh, well.
If you wanted to, you can mute it.
I'm trying to think if that is worth getting rid of the bed sheets. Because I love experimenting in the kitchen, but I don't really want to put in the effort to pull out my phone or my iPad and like dig through it and try and figure it out. I kind of like just being able to have it right there and tell me. And I do like, I can't believe this. I hate making my bed sheets, but this fridge, I'm getting the fridge. Get rid of the bed sheets. I can't believe it.
You're like, man, that refrigerator, I just literally walk up and it's like, hey, yo, Alex, good morning. You want some breakfast? You want some eggs and bacon? Well, you don't have any bacon, but you could make eggs and ham. We got ham. And you're like, man, that really does sound like a fantastic idea. And you hoist the entire refrigerator, slap it into your cart. Somehow it fits. And you take the bed sheets out and just shove it back in its place where the refrigerator was. That looks like a refrigerator. Close enough. I can't go back. And now you have a cart full of a coupon for free gas for 1 year. You've got a life advice giving smartwatch and a refrigerator that suggests recipes based on what's inside of it. And you go running down. You've just got a few more aisles that you can get through before the BO odor gets too strong and you can't stand the store
It's
anymore.
already stinking pretty bad, man. It's already starting to stink.
And we're still in the kitchen area for this one. Got a couple of smaller pieces, though. We've got a selection between a toaster that learns exactly how you want your toast made. It gets to know you a little bit. And a crock pot, a slow cooker, that gently sings songs as it cooks.
Oh, this a slight departure from what I was expecting.
Really cool. Beautiful, too. Sounds exactly like a person. Like, it's not like, like Siri or something talking to you, right?
Right. Oh, goodness. Well,
these are some neat items.
These are neat. They are neat items. Just like when you say, well, that's an idea. That is an idea. Well, out of the two, I don't like the idea of, I already got a fridge talking to me. Do I really want a crock pot singing to me? Like, that's a lot of talking going on and a lot of possible conspiring happening in the kitchen without my knowledge. I don't know if I want that to happen.
Singing.
It could be gentle, but who knows what fridge and crock are doing when I'm not there?
Oh, that fridge and crock, always up to something.
There's our show, Fridge and Crock. If we ever animated something, hey Gala, if you're listening to this, get working on that Fridge and Crock, the animated series.
That can be a crossover with Stoopy and Fran Fran.
Oh my gosh. Well, that fits right in line with the Camp Nostalgic. It does. That could happen. So, goodness. I think I'm going to have to give it a pass. I don't do toast enough to really, care that my toaster has it knows my preferences, and I love I love my crock pot now. I don't need it to gently sing to me.
All right, then with that, you're like, oh, these are cool items, but while I would have had them another day, I've got some really good stuff as it is. And you've got 2 more aisles to go. You make a turn, you're heading down this. It's like a small, kind of like a small library, but not of books, but different, almost like scrolls, like arcane scribblings. Like, what is this? This is a land of magic. What is, okay. What is, I've got a selection between a literal get out of jail free card. Literally. Commit a crime, go to jail, hand them card, out.
Okay.
Done. Or a literal reverse Uno card. If something happens to you in life, pull this card, the exact opposite happens. That thing happens to someone else or something else. Reverse it.
Oh, okay, I see what you mean. Oh, goodness. Well, I don't plan on committing any crimes.
So far.
That's not the game plan. First of all, hey, could you call me Billy again? Is that okay?
Sure, Alex, I'll call you Billy.
Okay, appreciate that. I'm however,
if you had this card, you could commit a crime. Or if you had the reverse, you could reverse something.
And what crime could I commit? I guess I could rob a bank and steal a bunch of money. But here's the issue though. If I did that, I would need the right team behind me to help. And I could probably assemble the team, but everyone else would be going to jail, and I don't think they'd... I don't know, but this reverse, I'm really thinking about it. This but this reverse, like the reversal, whatever it's called,
reverse
the
Uno card.
Um,
It's a magic one.
it only happens once, but that could be really useful. Like, say like God forbid I get hurt, or like does it work like?
Yeah, so like if you like with your mountain bike situation, right? Like if you crash into a tree and you're like your leg and arm is all busted up, you're like, oh, the pain. But you pull out the Uno reverse card and you throw it at the tree, and instead the tree snaps in half and you're fine.
Okay, I gotta get that card. Okay, so, okay, so I'm thinking,
In your cart
I've
so
got
far,
the
you have the
refrigerator.
free gas, you've got the smartwatch, and you've got the refrigerator.
Let's see. It's only a one-time use. You know what? The gas, it just goes for a year, right?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't last forever, and yeah, I get to save some money, but oh my gosh, this could be so useful. I'm gonna get rid of the gas.
All right. You
Can't
start
believe it.
thinking like this reverse card, I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but one day maybe I'm going to need this and it's worth it more to you than the year's worth of gas. So you swap them. You swap the cards and now you've got a magical reverse Uno card. You've got a recipe-giving refrigerator, and you have a life advice-giving smartwatch. You've got one more aisle to run down. You turn the corner, and here we go. Finally, the TVs!
Yes,
What we have.
finally.
This is the TVs! Now, do you even want a TV after the items that you have collected so far? Is it even worth it? Let's see what we have on selection. This is a smart TV that plays everything. Everything you play on it, everything that can be played on it is played in the highest resolution available. You want to watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer in 4K now? It's possible. And over here, a smart TV with a subscription to literally everything. But it's
Okay.
all in standard definition.
There it is. So, just to clarify, the first TV, it's just the highest fidelity possible that you
Yep.
can get.
Yeah, and no matter
Okay.
what, it is always the highest fidelity. If 8K
Holy
rolls around
crap.
next year, this TV just does that. Now, it doesn't have access to everything. It is a smart TV, but like if you don't have Netflix and you want Netflix on it, you have to go get a subscription for Netflix, and then it can play everything on crazy high resolution. But the other smart TV has access to everything. It's got your Netflix, your Hulu, your Peacock, your HBO Max. It's got cable. It's got it all.
Oh,
Just not at the highest resolution.
this might be the second most difficult one, believe it or not. Because, like, yes, call me privileged, but oh my gosh, don't even. 720p makes me want to gag these days. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like I hate to say it, but just true. Oh, standard definition. Tell me this. You may not have thought of it this way, but I watch a lot of old shows, and a lot of old shows, if you go back to the original tapes, they're actually filmed in a wider resolution than what we see. Would I be able to see those in that wider resolution? Or would it be boxed off? I'm just curious what your answer will be to that.
I would probably say like whatever the standard, because it's standard definition, right? Whatever the standard resolution for that film would have been.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant on the high fidelity TV.
Oh, and the high fidelity? Yeah, whatever, like, yeah, if there's more to the thing that was filmed, you can see that, because that's the highest.
Woo! Okay, I got to get that TV somehow. Oh, God! What's in my... It's the fridge. Read them
You've
again.
got the fridge, you've got the recipe-giving fridge, you've got the life advice-giving smartwatch, and you have a literal magical Uno reverse card.
Call me crazy, but listen, I can cook spaghetti for the rest of my life. I'm going to get rid of that fridge. I need that TV. I gotta get that TV.
You're swapping the refrigerator for the highest resolution TV?
Yes, because, yes.
Then there you go. That was the final aisle as you run up to the cash register to make your payments. The level of body odor in this building has reached its maximum capacity. You make your purchase, you head on outside, and you have bought yourself this Black Friday / Cyber Monday a life advice giving AI powered smartwatch. Where's the other one? I lost my mark. Oh yeah, the literal Uno reverse card. I had little asterisks and I completely lost it. The literal Uno reverse card capable of reversing any situation that happens to you so long as you play it, and a smart TV that plays whatever you put on it, plays it in the highest possible resolution. Yeah, there's your Black Friday shopping list. There you go.
Well, I feel good because I have one that's going to be really useful for the rest of my life, like really like helpful in my life. I got something that's going to be great for entertainment. I got a good mix of stuff. There were some tough ones in there. Magic Man Momart. Thank God I'm leaving though, because now it doesn't just smell like BO. It smells like BO
and lemon
mixed with lemon and a little bit of hot dog water for some reason, and I don't know why. So I'm ready to leave.
That was Larry's idea. He wanted to sell hot dogs to the customers, like as they were, so they'd have something to eat and chew on while they were customers were shopping. But then someone knocked the entire kiosk over, and it got everywhere. We tried to mop it, but we just kind of rubbed the hot water, like the hot dog water, into the floor. It didn't really work.
It was a thing. It was a whole thing.
Yeah. Not Larry. He tried to have an idea.
And you know what happens when you have ideas at Magic Man Momart? You get canned.
Literally, we sell canned Larry.
Oh, that took a turn. Well,
look, that's what happens.
That was fun. I like that. That's what happens. No, I like that spin on this game. That was fun.
Any regrets with your decision? Anything you put back or missed that you wish you could go back for?
I kind of really still don't want to frickin' make my bed sheets.
that was important really to you.
I kind of would get rid of the Uno reverse card now.
Would you, if you could, you would get rid of the Uno reverse card and go back for that?
I think so, because it's one
That's
time,
amazing.
Whatever. But life's gonna go how it is. I hate the bed sheets. Oh,
my solution to that is I just don't make my bed a lot of the time.
I guess that's one way to do it. I wish I could think that way. My brain says no.
Well, on this Thanksgiving / Black Friday episode, it wasn't Thanksgiving the holiday, but Giving of Thanks episode and Black Friday / Cyber Monday episode of Profoundish. Thank you all so much for listening. You can continue to listen to Profoundish, the podcast, at wherever you're listening to this from now, as well as other places. We're on Spotify and Apple and YouTube. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, leave a rating, give a like, a 5-star rating, a follow, a subscribe. Whatever you can do that thing. Follow us on our socials at Twitter and Instagram at ProfoundishPod. You can follow Alex over at...
You can follow me on YouTube, just with my name, Alex Duquette, or alexduquette.net to kind of get everything there. I do other podcasts, as well as music stuff. So, medleys, check it out.
And you can follow me. I have a website, westonhasty.com. It's a landing page for all the things that I do. Check out my gaming channel on YouTube, Magic Man Mo. Hit me up on Twitter at westonhasty. But whatever you guys do, thank you all so much for listening. And until next time, bye. Bye. Bye.
This is the crock pot.
Bye. It's gently. Goodbye. Farewell. I'm a crock pot. So beware. I've got mashed potatoes and gravy inside.
For some reason, when you said I've got, I thought it was going to be like,
I've got 2 tickets to paradise.
Okay, we're leaving.